Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. So quite a different video. Today I tried to film it indoors and I don't know, I felt really nervous indoors. Outdoors I feel calm, collected and happier to talk about it. Maybe it's just the effect of the outdoors on me. So yeah, I've changed my channel name. If you've actually looked at my community posts on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, or if you've seen my blog post, you'll probably already know. I've changed my channel name, and you might also have an idea of the reasons why, which, you know, I'm not going to entirely get into, but briefly. I was looking back at my old self before my ADHD medication days, and I sort of came to a conclusion as such, that I really went off track, and how medication kind of turned me into somebody who, ow, I just pricked myself. I always like play with things on the floor for some reason. How my ADHD medication, yeah, has helped me cope a lot more, has had many benefits. You know, I always praise medication because it's wonderful in many ways, but then at the same time, and I realised recently it's more, I just need a better balance, and I'll explain that in a minute. But yeah, I realised that the life I'm living was not the life I wanted for myself, my true authentic being, pre-ADHD diagnosis. And for as long as I can remember, you know, I wanted to be an entrepreneur, work for myself and all of this, and I know that's not, well, I know it's not easy. Like, I've tried many different things, but really the things that I really wanted to do, my dreams, I let go of. You know, I have my Etsy shop. It doesn't make a lot of money really. It cannot sustain me at all. But maybe if I spent more time like working on it, maybe it could. And I have, you know, I make a little bit of money off YouTube. It's not a lot. It generally works out to be about £50–60 every, I think, like 3 or 4 months. So it's not a lot of money. And you know, not enough to sustain me, but I had all these ideas previously of how I could sustain myself, you know, with maybe having an Airbnb, becoming a meditation teacher, which, you know, I did. I had a meditation group which I ended up stopping for some reason. It was something to do with the venue, I think. Can't quite remember. I've taken a meditation teacher course since then. I would love to pursue this more. And you know, having my own studio, holding like sound baths and things like this. But these things, like, you have to pay money to get a lot of these things in your life, you know, like for those sort of things anyway. Sometimes you have to pay a bit of money to get there, which I understand. It's just the way the world works, unfortunately. Can't all just like follow our dreams and get there really easily. I get it, but for me it's not just about following my dreams, it's about actually having a life that I truly want to live. And it sounds really funny because when I first took medication, I was doing it for the main reason to give myself the chance at a life that I could really enjoy, and it really did level out my moods a lot, but I think it leveled them out too much. To the point where I became somebody who is very, I don't know, who gives too much thought into things now, and like almost like I'm a little bit of a different person. You know, it has taken away certain parts of myself that I really can now look back on from a different perspective, and obviously from more calm and like just a different perspective. And I see a person who had a lot of passion, who had a lot of energy. Like I had way more energy. I had a lot of motivation, which sounds really weird because ADHD kind of like can stop your motivation. But when I had the passion and when I was interested in something, I could just dive straight in. And like, yeah, I didn't finish a lot of things and I started a lot of things, but now I have trouble starting lots of things a bit more, I think, and I, you know, try to rationalize things a bit more rather than just following what I'm passionate and interested in and curious about. And yeah, I failed myself in a way, and I owe it to myself to continue to try and live that life that I wanted and I desired to live. You know, the life that I knew would have made me happy to live with ADHD. A life that was more in nature, more in tune with nature, and not trying to fit into the modern world. And now I feel like I'm in a place where I just fit into the modern world too well. I'm too conventional now. And recently I've been exploring, you know, the system and everything like that, and how people with ADHD don't fit into this modern world as much. You know, we aren't allowed the autonomy often that we crave, and the freedom and the creative freedom that we crave. You know, typical jobs, especially like if you're not a privileged person. Like, I just was talking to my partner the other day about how certain people, and I mean, sometimes that comes with responsibility, so I'm not saying it's just everybody who's privileged is like this, but imagine like you had parents who had more money and could support you in trying to like go your own way, away from like the normal workplaces where you have to be organised and disciplined and all of this. Not so much discipline, but organised, and you know, being able to focus and concentrate and not follow what you're passionate about, basically. If you were in that position where you could explore like your creativity and try and build a business based around that and your passions, like, and you had the time and the money provided for you and the support as well, like, if I had that, I would be living a very different life right now. And I still want to honour that person that I was pre-medication, and follow these things that I was really passionate about. And I am still really interested in these things, and it's just weird because I don't feel that excitement and that joy around these things that much, and I don't feel a lot of excitement and joy in my life. I just feel quite balanced and calm, which is, you know, a lot of what I wanted to feel anyway, because I was feeling very down and hopeless. I had low self-esteem. I felt like I couldn't keep up with everybody else and the way they were living, and I wanted to fit in. Part of me wanted just to fit into the world, but I still haven't found my place. And you know, I've been exploring this a lot recently, and I was exploring like not taking medication, which would probably mess me up a little bit right now, and all of this, like, because of work mainly. Let's be honest, it's because of work. And I have come to the conclusion that I think the best thing for me, you know, because the Strattera isn't something you can just take now and again when you feel like it. You have to take it every day, and once you stop taking it or you reduce your dose, you know, the effects take a little while before they're still in your system more, basically. And it's like a titration effect. So when you stop taking it, it takes a while for the ADHD the things to come back, if you know what I mean. I'm probably making sense, aren't I? And so what I wanted to do is reduce my medication dose. So I reduced it last year, and I found that I was a bit more anxious, but I wasn't dealing with the feelings that I was having around feeling controlled, you know, through like the government and everything, and however necessary people might think it is. Like, I couldn't be in my happy place in nature anymore, and to me that was really important, you know. And I couldn't make sense of it, and it was really hard. It was a really hard time for me, I will admit. Even though when I look at it, I just like, wow, everybody else is doing it, so you just have to do it as well. And I don't know, and I wasn't facing like my true emotions around that sort of thing. And for the longest time, I I just kind of realised that what happened with my medication is that I took the 10 milligrams, and for some reason, just one of these weird people who can just get on really well with a lower dose, you know, after a month I was feeling really good and I felt very different. My mind was a lot calmer, and I was like, you know, I can just take this dose. Like, I'd be happy just to take this dose. You know, I didn't even want to take medication like initially when I found out I had ADHD, but my doctor kind of like helped me show me that, you know, I should give it a try, and I was just like, yeah, and I agreed, I really should give it a try. And I ended up, you know, keeping upping my dose until we went on 30, and then I went down to 25 because 30 was too much. This wasn't last year, this was like initially. And I'm trying to be, someone's trying to scam me. This is so random because I got a notification on my phone, but someone's trying to scam me into getting me to pay for a redelivery, one from Royal Mail, which came up yesterday, and one from Hermes today. And like, I've heard about these scams before, and I was like, why would they ask me to like why would they ask me for my bank account details and all this, like to pay, like, but apparently basically they ask you to pay like £2 something, and then they empty your bank account. So I sent them text messages back because it's just a normal text number telling them to F off and to stop scamming people, you scum, something like that, because not that it would ever like do anything, but sometimes, you know, you gotta stick it to them and tell them that you can see through this. Although I'm guessing a lot of people can see through it, but just some people can't do that. Anyway, what was I saying before? I got totally sidetracked, just about reducing my dose of medication. And you know, I've just been thinking a lot, yeah, about how I just went along with going up the dose because I thought maybe I should probably just do it as well. And yeah, when I was on the 30 I went back to 25, but I didn't go back to 25, I went from 18 to 30, and then he said I could either step down to 25 or go back to 18 because we know that one worked. And I was just like, well, I'll just take the 25, I'll try that one, for whatever reason I decided. But now 18, like, okay, so I want to talk a little bit about the bad things about being on this medication, and it's something that I haven't spoken about yet, so I'm going to put it in another video so you can see that. This was just me explaining why I've changed my channel name and why, you know, a bit of background of why I'm going down to 18 milligrams, you know, because I want to get a bit more of a balance. I want to have more feelings back, because I had a lot of feelings, and it was such a relief not to have like extreme emotions and things anymore. But you know, I kind of owe it to myself a little bit to bring a bit more passion into my life, and I don't know how it will work. It's a trial, and I still haven't, you know, spoken to my doctor about it and sorted it all out yet, so there's still that to go. But I'm hoping they're going to say yes, that's fine, even though I'm not with the psychiatrist anymore, like not really, and I'm not paying £200 just to get a bit of advice on this, and I can't email him anyway because I was emailing his secretary, and now he's got a different secretary and I don't know how to contact him. Well, I could probably figure it out, but you know, excuses, whatever. I don't want to pay £200 basically to go and see him again, so hopefully my GP will just be like, yeah, okay, we can do this, hopefully. And so yeah, that's my plan, to try it out, to see how it goes. And you know, I've done a lot of growth myself over the past 3 years as well, and I don't know how much of that is to do with my medication or not, you know, I don't know. And it would be interesting just to, it's not like I can just take a break from my medication, like, it's not like it's a medication, like I said, like I can just take it whenever I want to. So yeah, the effects, you know, can take like a month or two before they show up, and it might be really difficult, and I acknowledge that. And the only reason I wasn't going to try it was because I was afraid, and like I said initially, you know, I don't want to do things because I'm afraid, because that's not good either. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. You're probably quite surprised. I'm looking forward to making my next video, which I'll make straight away. I'm explaining why, like the bad things about taking ADHD medication that I failed to notice or see probably because I was so caught up in the wow, this is so much different, everything's amazing now kind of mentality. And you know, I've been taking it for 3 years and I'm used to it now, and if I just went back to my ADHD self like that, I would be like going crazy probably. Have no idea how to cope with that. So yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there for you guys. So, you know, I want to be honest about my journey and what I'm doing, and yeah, let me know what your thoughts on this. Like, do you think I'm doing the right thing or not? And have you done something similar? Like, I know people who don't even take medication, who have tried it and decided they don't want it. It doesn't feel like them, and I don't feel like me so much anymore. In the long, when I really think about it, I've lost a part of myself, you know, and I want a bit of me back. So we'll see how it goes, and you know, I've got a lot more thoughts on this, but this video is getting so long now. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.